You're on Rover's Morning Glory. Good morning, Ryan. I like this guy already. I like this guy. This guy, wow. All right, do people tell you that you are a goofball? Or
We met young Ryan Hoppe. Ryan.
Okay, and your name?
Ryan Hoppe.
Okay, Ryan Hoppe. Where do you live?
Arlington Heights.
Ah, so you're from the rich north suburbs.
What's going on, Ryan Hoppe? This is Tony Romo.
Your buddy Ryan Hoppe.
No one knows who Ryan Hoppe is.
You never have to worry about offending Ryan Hoppe.
Isn't he like 7 foot tall?
He's 7 foot tall. He's
he's a kid.
He's a kid. He's been trying to find his place in radio.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. He's just, I don't know. He's spread himself pretty thin.
He's
got good mentors.
and he's motivated.
Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
Yo, what's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. For the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. Yeah, it's a party. For the next hour, I want my rants and my opinions to broaden your horizon. But call the show, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-49-HOPPE. And I will be sure to take your calls in real time. But here's the deal. I'm not on the radio yet. Obviously, the goal is to get on FM radio or to get on Sirius XM. Obviously, the goal is to have your platform be potentially heard by any listener. So I don't have a phone screener. I don't have a team around me. So I can't take the calls while ranting, while reading the news and drinking water. So when I say all phone lines are open, that's when you call me at 856-49-HOPPE. But maybe you're a bit shy, but you want to get into contact with me. Trust me. I'm a man of my words. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. And there you can chat me live and you can listen anywhere in the world. We have a lot to get into. Oh boy, it's been like 2 weeks since I've done a show where I ran. So I have a lot on my mind. And I'm going to recap this Facebook post that pissed off the world. But first, we got some breaking news. News I'm excited about. You see that? I brought production and prep to the show. All right. You can buy Happy Hour t-shirts for just $15 by going to tinyurl.com/Hoppe t-shirts. That's tinyurl.com/Hoppe t-shirts. Brought to you by TampaBayBands.com. Visit them, 4817 West Shore Boulevard in Tampa Bay, and give them a call, 813-374-9544. It's 813-374-9544. Shout out to Third Leg Greg, and everybody at Tampa Bay Bands for making it possible. And now I don't want to depress you guys, make you guys sad, but as you guys know, I lost my dad to leukemia 2 years ago. So some of the proceeds, if you go to tinyurl.com/Hoppe t-shirts and get a shirt, proceeds will go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So trust me when I say the shirts are very nice. All right. And I don't want to dabble on this very long. And I don't want to become a political show. And I don't want to become the shock jock that offends people in 2017 where they're arguing on my own Facebook post when I just took the night off and played NBA 2K. But here's the post that I put up that I knew immediately that people weren't going to like it. I knew immediately that I was kind of being a troll. I knew immediately that everybody would get their panties in a bunch. But I didn't think, in my wildest dreams, that people would get as angry as they did. Whenever I see a post on Facebook or Twitter that I don't like, If I don't like the person, I'll unfriend them. But you have this thing called the unfollow button. And people seem to forget that concept. While they were arguing over and over on my post, people were going back and forth. I just muted it, and I haven't even read the comments because they were kind of mean at times. But I just put up my opinion, and I know you're going to say, but Hoppy, when you put up your opinion and you put up your thoughts, it's going to bring debate, so you had it coming for you. Yeah, but people were just kind of being hypocritical. Here is the post I put up that got the whole world so mad. It might even cause World War III. Not at all. Here's what I said, and I put this in quotations. He's not my president. And then I took out the quotes. And I go, yeah, he is. Get over it. Keep living life and let's unite as a country. These protests won't change anything. And immediately, from one of my friends, Ryan Menendez, who I'm very close with, one of my good friends in town, who's helped me get settled here in town, has been a good friend, he comments, well, Ryan, if you look at the past, protests have changed things. And then he put up the meme of Kermit the Frog sipping on tea. The post got like 20 likes. I don't care if protests helped the Vietnam War or Martin Luther King. I don't care what protests have done in the past. I truly don't care that maybe it did help in the past. These protests are moronic and dumb. And here's why. I know you're going to say, but Hoppy, it's free speech. You putting that post up is free speech, just like them doing the protests being free speech. It's a waste of everybody's goddamn time. Because the outcome of a protest is to change something. And on the first day of Trump being in office, everybody's doing these protests. And now you had the ones that turned into violence and turned into people clogging up traffic in Chicago. And that's moronic because nothing's going to prove your point like preventing people from getting home. So every time they think about the point that you had, they'll think about when they were in traffic and you caused them to not get to where they needed to be. You morons. And then you had the idiots that were burning the limos and they were punching cops because, yeah, you're really proving your point. I don't like Trump. I didn't want him to be president, but he's our president, so we need to accept it. Nothing's going to change. Unless he does something in the next 4 years that gets him potentially impeached, he's not going anywhere. So these protests are pointless. And yeah, me saying this isn't going to prevent a protest. And if you want to waste the time of day you're given in this life to hold up signs, then have fun. But just know that nothing is going to change out of it. Then I got all these comments from people. But if you talk to one of your local congressmen, they might change something. Do you think any politician gives a fuck about us? No. At this point in 2017, there's not one single politician that truly gives a fuck about us. It is nothing more than a power trip. So trust me when I say, if you were to contact your local congressman, nothing's going to change. It's absolutely sickening. That was my whole point. Everybody read into it, and everybody got so outraged over it. Then I got people, well, you voted for Trump. No, I didn't. I actually didn't vote because I was lazy that day, and I had boxing class, and then I overslept, and I was too lazy to figure out how to do pre-voting, so I sort of feel bad that I didn't vote. I would have voted for Clinton, but the fact that Trump's our president, you got to embrace it and just get used to it. It's just so annoying. It's just like, get over this fake outrage. And everybody's like, you're what's wrong with the media. It's actually flattering that you would say that to me because I don't feel like I'm in the media. I feel like I'm a little promotions boy doing a podcast for free and working in promotions. So the fact that people from back in the day were saying that I'm what's wrong with the media, it's actually flattering that you would think I'm in the media. And yeah, I know that when I put up that post, it wasn't the most friendly post. And I know it was kind of in your face. And as some people said, edgy. And woo, I'm a shock jock. And I'm an Anthony Cumia ripoff. Just because I sort of have the same opinion as him. God is at the most lazy and uncreative and hacky and pathetic and lame excuse and comeback you can have to any person that's outspoken online that works in the media. You aren't very smart if the first word you go for when you're in an argument over anything online is, "You're a shock jock." Yeah, because I'm tasing people on my show. Because I'm having naked women on my show. No. I'm just incredibly outspoken for a kid my age. People are just not used to it. When you say the word shock jock, it's not very creative. Nobody's impressed. Nobody looked at your comment and went, "Wow, you really brought it to the table." Come on. All right, call the show. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. I got a comment on the Hoppe radio app where you can chime in live. Aaron via his Android, so he has the Android app by searching up Hoppe Radio. He said, in quote, "These idiots will never leave things alone. Madonna showed her ass as expected." Yeah. Madonna is classless. What I'm about to say, I don't want to have taken out of context. I don't want anybody to go, "Ryan, you're against women. Ryan, you don't get it." I will never, ever rip into the women's walk. Because 1 in 100 people attended it. 2% of people attended it. It was huge. People are expressing their rights. But listen, if you're proud that that dirty, rotten broad did what she did, and you're accepting her at that protest, at that walk, and you're happy and you're cheering for her, possibly saying she wants to bomb the White House, and you think she's so edgy and cool, come on. There's nothing creative about what Madonna did. There's nothing, when you look at her work, whenever she's been outspoken about anything, where she represents women well. If anything, she makes them look bad by leaving her shows too soon and by showing up late and by just going through dude after dude after dude after dude throughout her whole career. If anything, Madonna's a little bit of an embarrassment towards women. So the fact that everybody was cheering Madonna and thought she was so great and so edgy, come on, really? I'm just saying. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. 856-49-HOPPY. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Hang on!
Hoppe Hour. What's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from the award-winning Hoppe Hour podcast here in Tampa Bay, and I'm here today to talk about my new friend of Hoppe Hour, Tampa Bay bands, who have made the new Hoppe Hour t-shirts possible. And here's why you should check them out, because I'm a man of my words. They offer a
I'll be back in like a minute.
Decorating techniques that are all performed in-house, right there. Direct to garment, screen painting, and embroidery. They are very exceptional, and they produce each order on an individual basis, so they care about making sure it comes to you as soon as possible. They operate at their own art setup and embroidery factory here in Tampa Bay, and they provide the highest quality screen printing in all of Florida. And guess what? They use the top-notch equipment and top-grade inks to ensure that their direct-to-garment prints are reached at a standard that they can be proud of. And maybe you're going, "Oh man, how can I get into contact with such a great company?" Trust me, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is give them a call right now.
Shout out to Lewis 2 Live, Kevin, for making that Hoppe Hour bumper.
374-9544, or you can visit them right off of West Shore Boulevard in Tampa Bay. That's at 4817 South West Shore Boulevard. And go to their website, tampabaybands.com. Trust me when I say that they are the best in the Bay.
Woo!
Syndicated on IRN and heard around the world on the Hoppe Radio app. You are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
Call the show. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-49-HOPPE. I appreciate the comments that I'm getting on Facebook of people liking my rant. Hey, if you don't agree with me, but you commented on my post, or you're listening, that's all that matters. Because that's why I do it in the end, is to broaden people's horizon and bring everything back to me. And that's just me being honest. All right. Saw this. I thought this was absolutely ridiculous. I've never heard of Shake Shack. It's some company. And their founder and CEO, Danny Meyer, has said that nobody should ever tip anybody that's working at a job where it's implied that you're supposed to tip them. And to me, this is a case of a rich CEO being out of touch and not knowing what it's like to be broke. To me, this is a rich CEO who needs to shut the hell up and appreciate that he has a great net worth and that he's made it in life and that he doesn't have to do pizza delivery since his net worth, I just Googled it, is $400 million. Shut your ass. This is from the Huffington Post. Shake Shack founder Danny Meyer revealed that he has never tipped anybody. Especially when your net worth is $400 million bucks is what I'm trying to say. You're a dirty, rotten douchebag. And come on. Ridiculous. It says here that tipping was a way for people to get through slavery laws. Maybe. Maybe in the 1800s. Maybe potentially in the 1800s that was a way to get through slavery laws. But I don't think anybody has ever tipped a pizza boy or tipped a person at Applebee's or tipped anybody, let's say their cab driver, and been like, I'm supporting slavery laws. I don't think anybody has ever done any of that and gone, oh yeah, I'm supporting what happened in the 1800s. No. When you tip somebody, it's a level of respect to show that they got your food on time, that they're not making a lot of money, that they're probably making minimum wage, and that you appreciate them giving you the food. So F off, Danny Meyer, you rich out of touch douchebag. He now calls it one of the biggest hoaxes ever pulled on a culture. One of the biggest hoaxes that's ever been pulled on a culture is the fact that we should care about what this rich, out-of-touch douchebag has to say. Hey, buddy boy, if you were to lose all your money somehow tomorrow, let's say you get hacked and your bank account just gets wiped out. I know that's not where all the money's at, but you know what I'm saying. Let's say he were to lose his money tomorrow. He would be begging for a tip. He wouldn't decline to tip and be like, oh yeah, this is supporting slavery laws. No, thank you. I don't want the money. I'm good. Shut the fuck up. And I don't like swearing on my show, but like when you have douchebags like this, it's necessary. I'm just saying. Nobody has ever tipped somebody and felt bad. You feel good about yourself when you tip them. All right. I also saw this in the news because I don't want to beat a dead horse saying that he's a douchebag. People are mad at Spencer's Gifts, where you can buy Aqua Teen toys and adult toys, like vibrators. People are actually mad at a shop that's kind of the joke of each them all. Nobody has ever gone into Spencer's Gifts and been like, I want to buy this exactly. You kind of go into Spencer's Gifts because you have money to blow and you have, like, let's say $25 left from going to a few shops at the mall, and you're like, let's see what I can buy for $20. So I see this here. This is from the Huffington Post. The novelty shop, which it's kind of weird to hear the word novelty shop and think of Spencer's Gifts. It's just, I think of Spencer's Gifts as such a trashy place. I mean, I love it. I had Aqua Teen signs in my room. I was a weird nerd growing up. So I like Spencer's Gifts. They have cool shirts and that. I know it's a novelty shop, but like, to me, when I hear the word novelty, I think of something classier. I don't think of vibrators and Aqua Teen toys and beer mugs. But yes, it is a novelty shop. They have a shirt that is spoofing the comments Trump recorded in 2005 when he said grab him by the pussy. The shirt's hanging in the entrance at a location in Seattle. Outraged everybody. Which I'm surprised that Seattle would be outraged. Because I would say 1/4 of that town at any moment is high out of their minds. Maybe on a vape, or a bowl, or a bong, or a joint, or a blunt. However you smoke weed, an apple. I would assume a town like Seattle or Portland or Spokane up in the Pacific Northwest wouldn't be offended by that. I would assume that a town up there would actually be like, yeah, whatever. But no, Seattle got all outraged over it. People are accusing Spencer's Gifts of making light of sexual assault and demanding that the shirt be removed from all shops. Spencer's Gifts is just trying to make some money. Do you think the employers that put up the shirt love sexual assault and rape? Do you think the rich CEO of Spencer's Gifts just rapes women left and right, and that's why, because he has a shirt up at his shop? Have you been to Spencer's Gifts? Have you guys ever walked in? Or the people that are bitching about it wouldn't go in there, so they don't know what's in Spencer's Gifts. For the most part, Spencer's Gifts is safe to go into. There's nothing that edgy in there. It's just kind of a weird shop. I mean, when you keep going back and back in the shop, that's when it gets a little more filthier, and they have like lube and sex toys and weird things. But that's kind of what you expect out of Spencer's Gifts. It's kind of a grimy shop, just saying. So when you're outraged over something that should be expected, shut up. I got a tweet from Danny Lynn who said, Monday nights with this guy. And she tweeted a picture of me talking. And then she tweeted out, hashtag makes me laugh. I try. I've never thought of myself as a funny person. I'm more funny looking, but I appreciate you listening, Danny Lynn. It says here, it is unclear if the merchandise is on sale floors in other locations. Obviously, people are unclear because nobody really gives a crap what Spencer's Gifts sells. Spencer's Gifts is that shop that's kind of in the corner of the mall. Like if you have 3 floors of the mall, it's kind of by the back office where everybody cleans up for the janitors. It's kind of by the restroom. You don't really put Spencer's Gifts right next to Abercrombie and the Apple shop. You kind of hide it in the mall. Like there's one in Chicago called Woodfield Mall. And there's like 3 levels, and then you like hide it underneath. And what I'm getting at is Spencer's Gifts isn't just wide open where they're just going to hang, grab them by the pussy right next to the kids shop and right next to FYE. No, shut up. This is a case of fake outrage. This is a case of people that have nothing going on in their life. This is a case of people that want to be outraged by something and they want to have the power trip of taking something down because then they go, wow, I accomplished something in life for once. So they see the grab them by the pussy shirts and they go, that's a way to get something down. I've never done much in life, but I can say I'm the reason Spencer Gifts had to quit giving out the shirts. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm cool with the shirts. And I would never wear the shirt because to me, a person that wears the shirt would go to a WWE match or would go to a truck show. Like it's that type of demographic. Like you wouldn't see a rich person in, let's say, I don't know, any major market, Los Angeles or Chicago. You wouldn't see a classy person wearing a grab 'em by the pussy shirt. But it's not a bad person that wears it either. It's just a person that voted for Trump. And why are we so mad at Spencer's Gifts for having a grab 'em by the pussy shirt? This is who we elected as president. It's no different than Barack Obama having a quote and us having it on the shirt. The one difference would be Obama wouldn't say grab 'em by the pussy, and Obama is a classy dude who doesn't say outrageous things in public. We know that he might have a more edgier side when doors are closed and drinking beers with friends. But what I'm saying is he's not as outspoken as Trump. So we've never seen shirts like this, but this is going to keep on happening and keep on happening for the next 4 goddamn years and potentially 8. Everybody's going to be so uptight over Trump, and people are going to force him to say he's sorry, and we're going to have the media ripping into it. And we have the SNL writer that says that his kid looks like another person that would shoot up a school. I'm not going to read that article because I don't want to make this show Trump eccentric. I don't want to keep talking about Trump, but you had a writer from SNL who made a joke about Trump, and then she had to say she's sorry. What I'm getting at is, please, come on. We're better than this. Doing protests isn't going to change anything. Bitching about Trump isn't going to change anything. Just accept that he's our president and we'll get through the next 4 years. I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm so sick and tired of the fake outrage. I am just absolutely over it. If you're honestly that mad over a shirt at Spencer's Gifts, then you need to look yourself in the mirror and wonder where your life is going. I don't like getting mad easily. Like, I got mad this afternoon. I was on the phone with the insurance company, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And this is actually something that made me real mad. So I'm on my own insurance plan, right? I have no idea why I'm not on the plan with my mom, but I have my own insurance plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I use it often for my meds, for my speech or my ADHD, and I have to get back surgery this year, so I need the health insurance. And I signed up for the wrong plan. We signed up for 2 plans. Because my mom thought that this night about a month ago was the last night you could sign up or you'd be screwed. So what I'm getting at is this. I signed up for a second plan. So when I went to see my person last week that I talk to each week, they said it's going to be $70. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's 20. And they go, that's what your insurance says. So I had to talk to the insurance company today. And I said, can you give my mom access to the account? And when I lived in the Midwest and we had the insurance up there, they would say, okay, what's your mom's name? Can you let us send her an email? She'll approve of the email, and then she'll have access to the account. Blue Cross Blue Shield in Florida wants me to send a fax or to mail it in the mail. They don't even have it on their fucking website. Like, are you kidding me? This isn't 1996. We don't have big brick cell phones. I wasn't giving you a call from that while watching the Rosie O'Donnell show during the day. This is 2017. Get with the times. And the other thing that actually aggravates me about the insurance company, and I'm not going to rip into anybody's accent, and I'm not going to rip into whatever ethnicity you are, but for the love of God, you're not on the phone line for Xbox Live. You're not on the phone line to figure out why the PS4 isn't working. You're on the phone line for the most complicated issue ever, which is Obamacare, trying to figure it out. I cannot get what any of them are saying. They have these thick accents where I feel like I'm just being rushed into things because I don't know what the hell they're saying. So that is something that would make you mad, having to deal with the insurance companies. But a shirt that says grab them by the pussy, and a shirt that you would never wear, if you're honestly outraged by that, you need to get a life.
Happy Hour.
Hey, what's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from the award-winning Happy Hour podcast and winner of the fight against Jake Herron of the Crowded Table in the Mike Counter Punch-Out. And the main reason that I won that fight was because of the training that I got from Main Event Boxing in St. Petersburg. And now maybe you're not even going into a boxing match, but you want to get into shape, and you're sick and tired of looking at your gut, and you're sick and tired of going to the gym and getting average results. And you're saying to yourself, man, how can I get into the best shape of my life, especially here in Tampa Bay, where you should have a summer body all the time? Trust me, I'm a man of my words when you need to go to Main Event Boxing in St. Pete. There are so much good things about them, including the fact that they have a high-intensity 30-minute body workout, which focuses on every part of your body and conditioning. They will make sure they will now wear you out, and each day is a different workout, and they really do care about seeing the progress you have as a person and with the muscles you will gain after coming to Main Event Boxing. To get into contact with them, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you got to do is call Josh, the owner and trainer, at 727-564-3948. That's 727-564-3948. And you can visit them in person at 2575 28th Avenue North, and that's in St. Petersburg. Trust me when I say Main Event Boxing is the best in the Bay. What's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from the award-winning
I'll be back in about a minute. Hang on.
Here in Tampa Bay. And I'm here today to talk about my guy, Joe Sale of the Tampa Image Factory. About 4 months ago, I needed somebody to take press shots for me for my podcast. And it was hard to find people because it seems like in this day and age, everybody is a photographer. But the thing that I immediately liked about Joe Sale was that he was a laid-back guy who was willing to work with my schedule. And I immediately dug the vibe of his office. The things they have there include family portraits, commercial work for your company. They can make images for your events, your big day when you're going to get married at your wedding, and they even make photography for products and anything you need for the home or office. And if you're sitting here and you're going, man, this sounds like quite the deal. Man, how can I get into contact with such a trustworthy and hardworking photographer like Joe Sale? Trust me, it's not rocket science. All you got to do is call him at 813-417-2626. It's 813-417-2626. Or you can check him out online at TampaImageFactory.com. That is TampaImageFactory.com. And if you go there and tell them that I sent you, he will hook you up with a top-notch deal. Trust me when I say Joe Sale of the Tampa Bay Image Factory is the best in the Bay.
Tweet Ryan Hoppe at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Snapchat at Hoppe Radio. And email him anytime at ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now back to the show.
This is a remake by the hit.
Yeah, it is a remix,
Call
baby.
Hoppe. 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773.
Bad and bougie. Yeah. With an Uzi. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Like Louis 2 Live of Dance Factory said, go to louis2live.com. He does those great voiceovers for the show. A lot of people often ask me who makes those voiceovers. It's Louis 2 Live. As he said, call the show, 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-49-HOPPE. And I just got a comment in real time from Anthony Cabildis, who went to my radio school and I'm friends with. He said, Ryan, who are you taking in the Super Bowl? Are you taking the Patriots or are you taking the Falcons? I want the Falcons to win. I'm sick and tired of the Patriots. Here's my thing on the Patriots. I love seeing them make it to the Super Bowl because it pisses off Roger Goodell. And I love seeing that buffoon mad. I hate Roger Goodell. I think he's the worst commissioner in sports. I think he's a rich douchebag who's in it for the money and he's getting too greedy and the product is beginning to go down. And I think he's ruining this league and he's making it the no fun league. But here's my thing. I want the Patriots to reach the Super Bowl, but lose that chance of being the winningest quarterback of all time with Tom Brady. I think it'd be funny to make it and then they lose. So I want the Falcons to win. But I'm no sports analyst. I never played sports. I'm a bit awkward. I'm not coordinated. So you'll never, ever hear me pretend that I'm some sports expert or I'm some analysis like Skip Bayless where I spew out fake scripted garbage for ratings. But I will say this. The Falcons need to just be on point. Jones and Matt Ryan need to just connect for 200 yards. They need to score on every single possession like they did against the Packers. They need to play great defense like they did against the Packers. And how they let the Packers sort of come back in the game by just putting up points, you can't do that with the Patriots. It gives them confidence. You need to come out firing from the beginning and just give it your all. I think the Patriots are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game, but I see Matt Ryan like having a fumble or an interception, something where the Patriots get lucky on winning the Super Bowl. But it seems like the last few Super Bowls they've won, they've been really lucky. Like, let's say the whole idea that the Seahawks were on the 1 yard line, but didn't run it in. It just seems like a lot of times they get really lucky, or they win by a field goal when they had their field goal kicker kick it like 14 years ago. I'm just saying they sort of squeak out these wins. So I sort of see something happen where like Matt Ryan has a fumble or something controversial happens, because that's how they get their wins. All right. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. This is from a website. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. It's from the Huffington Post. And this next headline makes me real mad. It makes me just furious. I don't get the whole fake outrage like I was talking about with the grab them by the pussy shirts and Spencer gifts. This is another case. This is actually a case where if you don't like what's on TV, don't watch the channel. If you don't like what's being said on talk radio, no one is putting a gun to your head, forcing you to listen to the show or forcing you to watch a show. And if they are, let me know and I'll make sure to bitch about it on air. Because I see this headline here. The Walking Dead producers were told to tone down the action and the graphic violence after the season premiere backlash. That dead air was for a reason. It's not like it was The Good Wife, or it was, let's say, Pretty Little Liars, or some show where women watch it and they would be thrown off by the violence. It's a show called The Walking Dead about dead people who are zombies. Of course, there's going to be graphic violence. It was the season opener, and anything with a zombie has always been violent. If you're at an arcade and they have those zombie games, it's violent. If you're playing Xbox One and you're playing a game with zombies, it's going to be violent. There's never been a happy-go-lucky show or a happy-go-lucky movie or a happy-go-lucky video game or a happy-go-lucky comic book, whatever, where they go, woo! Zombies are just eating tea and crackers and just hanging out. Every single movie or any sort of media with zombies has been violent. And the fact that AMC and The Walking Dead faltered to the pressure makes me sad, because it lets the uptight pussies get mad over a show that nobody forced them to watch. It's the whole idea that these losers have nothing going for them in their life, so they want to see a show have to tone down the violence. Enough of this whole cowardly society where we let people choose what happens with shows. The Walking Dead producers toned down some of the action in the first half after having serious viewer backlash. I don't think it was viewer backlash. I think it was viewers tweeted about it. And the word did get very much, the show did get talked about in the media, because they were like, wow, that was very action filled and that was very graphic and that was very violent. Sort of like the season 1 ending of iRobot. Or what is that show on TNT? Whatever, the one that's about robots. How they had that whole season ending clip where there was all that action and that graphic scenes. The media talked about the same thing with The Walking Dead because there was so much graphic action. I don't think any of these viewers of The Walking Dead were offended. I think the people that tuned in to the top-rated show on AMC want to see graphic violence. I think the people that were offended by The Walking Dead are the ones that are not in a demographic. It'd be like if a fan of The Walking Dead, somebody in that demographic, were to then complain about Kim Kardashian's show or some show on CBS. Like, let's say if The Good Wife was on TV. It's not the same demographic. What do you care? You're not watching the show. Shut up. Walking Dead executive producer Gail Ann Hurd said this week that the negative response to the bludgeon slaying of 2 key characters in the premiere happened while they were in production during that season, so they changed it while it was on TV. And the word bludgeoned makes sense about a zombie show. They're zombies. You bludgeon them to death. You don't just kind of shoot them and move on. course, it's going to happen on an action show. Here's the quote. We were able to look at the feedback at the level of action. We did tone it down for episodes because we kept filming for later on in the season. So infuriating. And I don't care that much. I saw the first season of The Walking Dead. I've seen it a little more. To me, every episode is the same thing. To me, it's kind of like Supernatural, where it's the same thing every time. Right now, the show I'm watching is Gotham. And that show is very, very good. That show is very addicting. Ben McKenzie is killing it as Commissioner Gordon. If you don't watch, let's say, Fox or ABC, like most people don't, because let's say that type of TV is dying, but you want to see Gotham, just go to Netflix and watch it. Trust me, it's addicting. So that's the show I've been watching lately. But here's the last part of the article. It says here that people were mad. This is not a show that is torture porn. We never cross that line. That's what the creator said. Huh? Of course it's not torture porn, because there wasn't sexual scenes of girls being whipped. If you want torture porn, go to kink.com or type in gangbang on Pornhub. If you want to see something that's closer to torture and the word porn together. That's nothing more than a violent show. There wasn't one fan of The Walking Dead who was upset by that scene. Maybe because one of the main characters died and it was all over Facebook. But I didn't see one of those people that did post about Walking Dead go, oh my God, the scene was so offensive and violent. No, it's the people that didn't watch it. And the fact that there were groups and advocates that were comparing it to torture porn. Trust me when I say a show on basic cable on AMC is nowhere as close as to when I've seen pop-up ads on porn sites. Trust me when I say watch the movie that's on Netflix. The name isn't coming to my mind. What's it called? Hot Girls Wanted. Watch the movie Hot Girls Wanted and go to the dog bowl scene. That is torture. That is messed up. But zombies being killed is not torture porn. I'm sorry. They're dead people trying to kill people that are alive. There's nothing pornographic about that, you morons. All right.
On Happy Hour.
Here is what is coming up next on Happy Hour. We have so much to get into, but call the show. 856-49-HAPPY. That's 856-49-HAPPY. All right. We will talk about Johnny Manziel as he claims that he's not a douchebag anymore, even though he has to let us know, and that he's coming back for a grand comeback, and Soulja Boy is in more trouble. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio and get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iPhone shop and message me there. We will be right back on Happy Hour, and we will wrap everything up after this. Hang on.
Happy Hour.
What's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from the award-winning Happy Hour podcast here in Tampa Bay, and I'm here today to talk about my friends Christine and Tony Spinney of the cell phone solution of Metro PCS in South Pasadena. What I liked about them immediately is they care about their customers. They want to help you guys find an affordable Metro PCS plan, which is a month-by-month basis. There are no contracts, so maybe you're strapped on cash. Maybe you're low on cash, but you want to have a smartphone in 2016 when everybody's a part of the smartphone phenomenon. Trust me when I say the cell phone solution of Metro PCS is the place.
I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Will help you fix your cell phone. Maybe you've dropped it or the headphone jack isn't working. Tony Spinney is a man of his words, and he will be able to fix your phone And maybe you don't know how to work the smartphone and you want to fit in with the cool kids. Tony Spinney also gives lessons. So there's no reason not to check out the cell phone solution of Metro PCS. To get into contact with them, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is go visit them at the South Pasadena Shopping Center right next to the Walmart over at 6800 Gulfport Boulevard South, Suite 107, and call them at 727-331-1934. That's 727-331-1934. And if you go there and tell them that I sent you, they will hook you up with a deal. Trust me when I say the cell phone solution of Metro PCS in South Pasadena is the best in the Bay.
Tweet Ryan Hoppe at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Snapchat him at Hoppe Radio. And email him anytime at ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now back to the show.
This is how we do it. I would show this on Facebook Live, but then I would get shut down for playing copyrighted music. But I will give Facebook Live a treat, and people listening on the app will hear me singing this. This is my favorite song. Oh, yeah. This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel all right. It's here on the west side, so reach in my cup. Put the keys in my truck. Cause I'm faded. It feels so good in my hood tonight. All the gangbangers forget about the drive-by. Move on before you gonna get paid. Here it comes, baby. This is how we do it. Yeah, it's a party. This is how we do it. Ugh, enough of that. I'm such a bad singer that I had the lyrics in front of me. I typed in Montel Jordan, this is how we do it, lyrics on Google. I had the lyrics in front of me. I know how to read. Like, I can read it right now. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel all right. Yeah, I can read that. But when it comes to singing, I couldn't read it. I'm so bad at singing. So I'm sorry to anybody on Facebook Live that had to watch it. All right. I see this here. Soulja Boy has been charged with weapons possession after cops find assault rifle and handgun at his home. It's funny because he was such a bubblegum rapper 10 years ago. He did Pretty Boy Swag. He had Kiss Me Through the Phone. He had Crank That Soulja Boy. He never was like a badass rapper. Like, he wasn't Ice Cube. He wasn't 50 Cent. You never were like afraid of Soulja Boy. So it seems very bizarre to me that he has these assault rifle and handgun charges being accused towards him. Like, what do you need that for, dude? You're a clean-cut rapper that did a dumb dance that people liked 10 years ago. And I was reading these comments in the comment section on the website, and people were saying, oh, he's doing this, getting into legal trouble, because he doesn't want to fight Chris Brown. That fight between him and Chris Brown is nothing more than a PR move for both of them. Trust me when I say, if he were to get his ass kicked by Chris Brown, I think he would take the freedom afterwards than being, in prison for handgun charges. I don't think there's any person that would rather lose a boxing match than be in prison. Los Angeles prosecutors have charged rapper Soulja Boy with possession of an assault rifle and a handgun. The Los Angeles County Attorney's Office announced Monday that it had charged the rapper, whose real name is DeAndre Cortez Way, and he was arraigned Monday. He was also taken in last month. Prosecutors say they searched his home. And what are you doing where your house is getting searched? Like, it's pretty hard for cops to find warrants. You have to be a dummy. You have to be a moron where you give them enough, and I mean enough proof to go into your house. They said that he took the handgun, and it wasn't licensed, and it wasn't his, from Huntington Beach. What I love is there were rappers, they're not coming to my mind right now, but rappers from the 80s and 90s who got into legal trouble, like DMX, and they kind of became the joke of 90s kids and 80s kids. Like when you think about rappers, you kind of laugh at them and you go, oh, their life is messed up. It's going to be funny for the quote-unquote millennials to see which rappers that were has-beens from 10 years ago end up getting into legal trouble. Like, will this be the year that Mims, this is why he's hot? Is this going to be the year he gets into legal trouble? I mean, Chris Brown's been in legal trouble. It just seems like all these rappers that were so washed up now, after having their whole life going for them 10 years ago, like Webby got into legal trouble, Lil Wayne got into legal trouble. It just seems like when you're a rapper, your time isn't that long. Like it's short-lived compared to rock music or country music, because every single song sounds the same. So it'll be funny to see which one-hit wonders get into legal trouble. Like, I wonder if them franchise boys will be robbing a bank so they can have money to lean with it, and they can have some money to rock with it. Get it? Do you get what I did there? That they like to lean with it, and they like to rock with it. Ugh, I'm not a funny person. That is why I'm not a comedian. All right. I'm about to end happy hour. I don't even feel like reading this article about Johnny Manziel. The more I think about it, I talk about him way too much. And I don't want to come off like I have an obsession with him. Basically, he's saying he's not going to be a douchebag anymore. And basically, he's saying he's going to be a new person. And then there's a different article from Bro Bible, which is quickly becoming one of the best news sources out there. Bro Bible said that he is already looking for trainers and he's getting help on being a better quarterback. And now listen, I'm not going to make a comparison to what happened when I got let go by Rover's Morning Glory, when I got really drunk on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not going to compare that to what Manziel has, because Manziel was so much more known than me in Cleveland, and I'm a nobody. People have forgotten about me in Cleveland since then. But I will say this. After I got let go by Rover's Morning Glory, I didn't tweet at all. I didn't post anything on Facebook. I was very quiet. And I applied for every single radio job I saw. I applied to do a hip-hop morning show in Baltimore. I applied for promotions in Fargo. I applied for everything. I wanted a radio job. It was a really bad time for me after I got let go after St. Patrick's Day when I worked for Rover's Morning Glory in Cleveland. The best advice I got from Lindsay, who is one of Jeffrey's friends from Rover's show, was be quiet. Previous show members from that show, when they've left, they've just been quiet on social media. And when you see less of a person after being let go from a show like that, it's better because they go, where's Hoppe been? And I remember when I was quiet on social media, everybody was hitting me up. Hoppe, are you okay? Hoppe, are you alive? And I didn't make a post on social media until I got the job at 102.5 The Bone. And I cannot thank Mike O and Mike Kelta enough for getting me this job here and helping me rejuvenate my radio career. But what I'm getting at is Manziel needs to take the approach I did after I got let go from a high-profile show like Rover's show in Cleveland, is just try to get your life together. Like, I got my life together. I worked at a gym. Yeah, I drank on the weekend with my friends there, but I was much more behaved, and I've learned my lesson since what happened on that show. Manziel needs to do the same thing. Words don't mean much. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is insanity, like the quote says. Manziel keeps saying, I'm going to change. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to quit doing this. I'm going to quit doing... Dude, if there's any way, if there's that 0.001% chance that you're hearing this and you would even care about my advice, just shut up. Just go away. You have talent. You won a Heisman. You've had decent plays in the NFL. They haven't been for a long time in the game. But you've shown potential. Just shut up. Go away, have a great off season, get a new agent, quit hanging with your boys that are causing you to be alcoholics. Don't go to Miami, and just get into shape, get back that beach body you had before you got drafted when you were in great shape. And we saw those pictures of you last summer when you had a gut and you weren't in good shape. Just get your life together. You're young and you have a great chance to be on a bad team, but show that you have talent. Nobody cares that you're admitting that you're a douchebag. Nobody cares about anything. Show us on the football field. Show us when you're playing the gridiron game. Because frankly, you're just beating a dead horse.
Is about to end, but first, it's time for last call.
All right. Happy hour is about to end. But that doesn't mean that you can't listen to me anytime, anywhere in the world. Get the Hoppe Radio app by going to the Google Play or iPhone shop and searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. There you can listen to me anywhere in the world. Email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Tweet at me at ryanhopperadio. This following segment has been brought to you by my guy Nicholas Seymour up in Minnesota, good old Duluth, Minnesota. Go to tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. It's tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. For just $2, you can get decals and promote the show. This segment and this show has been brought to you by Main Event Boxing. My guy Joshua and James over there helped me get ready for the fight, where I beat Jake Herron of the Crowded Takeover. So check them out. They're at 2575 28th Avenue North in St. Pete, and call them at 727-564-3948. That's 727-564-3948. If you go there and tell them that I sent you, or you call them, they will hook you up, and working out and doing boxing training will give you confidence, and it will change your life. This has also been brought to you by the Tampa Bay Image Factory and my guy, Joe Sale, who took those press shots for you. If you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to have press shots for your media company or your website or your graduation pictures or your wedding day, whatever, call him at 813-417-2626. That's 813-417-2626. Or go to his website, tampaimagefactory.com. Joe Sale is the best photographer in the Bay Area, and he will hook you up. Finally, support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society by going to tinyurl.com/Hoppe t-shirts. That's
Happy Hour. Listen 24/7 by getting the app or going to Ryan Hoppe.